Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. All right, welcome. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I don't know what I'm doing here. I just felt I had to be back. So I'm going to just dive into this. I'm not going to question it because, to be honest, I really resisted coming back and doing these, but this is a you and your person reading. Energy between you and your person. I'm going to step away from twin flame language. Divine masculine, feminine may end up coming up. I don't know, but I'm just, encouraged by the idea that we have lots of different expressions of love in our lifetime. And perhaps there's something to be said about leaving it a bit more vague so that we can allow ourselves to take the messages that we need to. So hello and welcome to the Heart's Frontier. If it is your first time being here, then thank you, welcome. If you're returning, thank you, welcome. So I'm Kate. Here at the Heart's Frontier, we explore our hearts and everything that lies beyond them, which to me is a very vast and expansive land. This Heart's Frontier that we choose to reside in. I love talking about love, and I get challenged sometimes talking tons about love. I feel so close to it, so deeply relating to it, and yet sometimes it can just feel far from me, which I don't love. So I, have been avoiding, I think, these readings because I didn't want to send out any wrong signals. So just like really quickly, personally, I get people who feel some sort of like strong energy and attachment to me, and people who will follow online who, and lots of people get this. I don't think I'm the only one in this case. Lots of people will follow me sort of, I feel intuitively, maybe in hopes that I will look their way romantically. And it's very rare that someone crosses my path romantically and it feels like a really perfect, ideal fit. So it doesn't happen that often. I will find someone be following or communicating, and in a spiritual sense, they feel really tied to me. And I'll get people, they'll have dreamed about me, they'll have had some sort of vision where they feel us being close, but there's no real reality where I could be close to all those people, and for that to make sense. And so for that, I do feel a lot of it is energetic. And so I would ask people why they might feel pulled to me, or why they might resonate, or like if they resonate with my message, or is there something that I represent as to why I'm taking up that place. I tend to be almost like a neutral replacement for something, because I'll show up in like an angelic or goddess-like form. And to be honest, I am human. So like, it's a little weird. I love it. And it also, it's a little like, it's hard for my brain to wrap around sometimes, my tiny human brain. So anyways, doing love readings for a bit felt like it was triggering people, which was really not nice for me as a sensitive person. I don't want to trigger or upset literally anyone. And at the same time, I know that my existence as a healing professional and as the type of healing professional I am is to be here to disrupt it. So it was this push-pull thing where I didn't really feel like being in the love realm for a while, just because I didn't want to upset people. I don't want anyone to be mad at me, or for anyone to blame me or guilt me for the way that they were feeling. And it happens on a regular basis across my accounts, not only on one, but across my accounts. People will ask me that, but it's not only on one. So anyways, I'm here now. I really felt like I couldn't get through this day without doing a your person reading. So again, I'm going to step away from twin flame stuff just until I figure out how I want to work with it right now. I have a few ideas as to what it means to me currently, but anywho, that's that on that for now. This is our energy. This is our shared energy with our person, and this is our person. So when I read for other people, I really like to do what the person is feeling first, then what's in your shared connection, then what's going on with you. Because we tend to fixate or focus on our person more than ourselves. So this kind of guides us back to ourselves. Otherwise, we're always kind of thinking, okay, but what about them? Okay, but what about them? That's what I find with a lot of clients anyway. It's like a nice thing. It's because you care about them, you're curious and what have you. Alrighty, so your person might be healing family issues right now. I feel them feeling stuck in a pattern, and this is a pattern that they were taught. I also feel them really, really afraid of generating a pattern or repeating a pattern, and feels like maybe the pattern of their father feels very direct. It feels like the pattern of their father is something they really want to avoid. And, you know, as they watch themselves in their life, they see themselves doing some things that are similar. So then they worry that all of them are going to be similar. And so kind of has this snowball effect where, or self-fulfilling prophecy type effect, where you're like worried that you're going to be the thing you don't like. And then you end up doing the thing you don't like. It's like someone worrying that they're going to, you know, not hold, like maybe someone saw their father not holding their mother as like special or sacred. And then they're just like worried that they're not going to do that. And then they continue not doing that when they're in relationships. So then they're like, oh, I am that way, when really they're just scared about it and getting in their own way. It feels like that kind of energy. I feel like a lot of fear. And I also feel like, so I'm seeing smoke cleansing. I'm seeing someone being like blessed or sage, like smudged. By like an ancestor, like I'm seeing it, someone of their own lineage is like trying to speak to them right now. So yeah, I hope that whoever this is, that like they get that access, because it feels like so close. It like literally feels like the ancestor is like ready to whisper in their ear and someone just has to move their hair, or like, you know, it's like that much needs to shift in order for them to be able to really hear the truth of what their lifetime is saying and what their generational pattern. It might be that they're breaking that pattern. I do definitely feel like they're supported ancestrally, your person. So fear not, try not to protect them. They can handle this themselves. This is not your family line. This is not your family issue. This is not anything you can help them with. And this is not anything meant to trigger you. This feels entirely on their own. Trust. So trust that they're making their way back around. I don't think this person, okay, ghost. That's hilarious. I was gonna say, I'm saying trust that this person's gonna come back around. I don't think they're trying to ghost. I got the ghost card, so that made a lot of sense. So trust that this person is doing their best to make their way to come back around to talk to you, and that they really didn't intend on leaving the connection or ghosting or disconnecting for as long as they did. Feels like there was maybe an intention to disconnect, and then it like snowballed into multiple, you know, days or weeks or months or years, depending on what your connection looks like. And then appreciate this moment. So it says every situation is an opportunity to grow and find love. So I have a feeling there, so this is just on their side, I have a feeling this is a time where it's challenging them for like, it's challenging for them to like just see things going their way. It just feels like they have this mode that stuff is not working for them, and that I'm going to pull another one of these romance cards, but I have a feeling that they just feel like stuff isn't working for them and it's not going to go their way. They're just a little bit disconnected from, I actually feel like generally this person is really good at manifesting, and right now they're kind of disconnected with that reality. They're just sort of like not quite feeling it. It says keep an open mind. Yeah, so I actually feel like they're trying, this is funny, I feel like they're trying to keep an open mind about you. There's something about you that really triggers or confuses them. There's something that they're trying to like accept, and I actually feel like it's something like it's a deeper value. It's something that they're just really trying to assess. Can they walk alongside you based on you having this difference, or you having this boundary or need or demand on your side? They're deciding whether they can fit into that or not. Because it says your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And I just get the feeling like they were expecting to be living a bit of a different life. And at the same time, when they think about you, you fit a lot of their dreams. So it's like very confusing. They like expected to live differently, but then they're like enjoying the idea of you. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. And again, they're really just deeply facing these generational patterns and family wounds. Specifically, I feel like they're just trying to avoid the father, paternal wounds. So maybe they get along with their father, but they feel at odds with one part of their father's existence, or maybe it's the grandfather, but I feel it's on the paternal line for sure, for certain. Okay, let's read into this connection. I'm gonna drink more water. I've been doing a bunch of readings today. I'm excited to be on YouTube. It's so nice. I really love being on YouTube, and it was getting to be challenging to do it as much in the van, but I really want to do more in the van. I want to just be in nature with you all and sit there either on my phone or with this, with the laptop. I can grab my ring light. This is nice because it feels more professional to have a ring light on, but anyways, we'll see more of each other. I promise this year. It's happening. Your connection, death. So I see this very much. A lot of tarot readers in general see death as a positive thing. I don't think your connection's dying. I actually think something within your connection is dying. And I actually would assume that the fear or resistance is dying. I feel like there's something leaving. And it's interesting. I got this in an earlier read. I'm trying to remember what it was now, because now I've just talked ad nauseum for a little while. But whatever reading it was this image and it was actually an image I had in my mind earlier today. It was someone putting their fist down on a table, and someone in a red tie and a suit. And they were saying to this entire business meeting, we're going to put everything out on the table and we're going to get it all out there. Be honest. And it was just such a commanding and forceful energy, and it allowed everyone to clear the room, and everything felt lighter. It was a really positive energy. We're going to get this out there. We're getting it all out on the table. That's the type of energy. Woo, I'm getting a lot of you can probably see my eyes watering, getting a lot of chest tightening and fear. So it might be really, really fearful to bring honesty out on to put things out on the table and to get it all out there, or to have it all live. But it feels like one or both people are sort of hiding from something or pulling from something. And so that death is maybe dishonesty or inauthenticity, maybe disconnect is dying. Heart-to-heart conversations. How befitting, don't you think? So heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. That's pretty much exactly what I was saying. I don't even feel like I need to expand on that. Love endures. Okay, this may be a really challenging time to understand where each other's at. Because why get a message like love endures? Obviously, both people need to recognize this and currently might be feeling this low-level, low-grade faith that it is going to work out. It is going to figure itself out. It is going to come to some sort of end. It says, love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation, other than abuse, other than if you're being harmed or harming others. Don't do that. So this really is, though, for a connection that is on its way and or positive, or if you're in separation, it might be that both of you are feeling this whole feeling of love endures, or this is a phase, or this is, to keep faith. And I feel like your person is keeping faith that they're going to figure their stuff out. It's just that a lot of the time they're feeling really inundated by their own stories. And so I think it's part of their journey they have to heal alone, and part of their journey they're trying to open up to you, but they're worried it's going to cross over and they just want to keep those things separate. And that might be part of the honesty as well. It might be hey, there's this other stuff going on for me I didn't talk about. And that might be for you as well. Practice compassion. This is you. See things from a fresh perspective. So listening, seeing things from a perspective that is not personal for yourself, I think would be really beneficial. Now that you see maybe they're dealing with this generational healing, it might be easier for you to sort of have your own perspective and say, that's not a part of my story. Pay attention to the red flags. So this kind of works against that. It says the signs are cautioning you. I wonder whether the signs are cautioning you from investing yourself in their healing where you don't need to. So I notice this a lot, maybe with divine feminines, but also just people in general, of investing yourself into someone else's healing, almost in a way that hurts them, doesn't help them, because they're not able to deal with it on their own. And then they're maybe just frustrated that they're not getting what you're saying, or that they're not ready to make that change, or that they're just not making the choice themselves. Some people really have rebel minds. And if you suggest something, they're like, fine, I'll choose something else to do to make myself feel better. I'm like, well, that was a really good suggestion. And they have to think of it themselves. It just feels better to them that way. It might be slower, but you've got to allow them to do it that way. And sometimes a rebel just punches through a wall out of anger, and then everything busts open. So everyone has a different style. As well, for you, there's this energy of hunger and then of illumination. So I see this being very internally focused. So the energy that I'm getting in this reading is actually both focusing on things in their own wavelength in this connection. And the hunger, I feel, leads to illumination. So the more you stay hungry for something, the more you know. And so I would say keep the hunger alive, and don't starve yourself. It feels like a really key time. And that's not literally, I mean, I do mean that also literally, but it feels like you've got to make sure that you're giving yourself more to work with. And that person in your connection may not have enough to give. And so that hunger for yourself illuminates what's there for you. Maybe even being hungry for more of your connection might illuminate how that can happen. If you are in communication with this person, it feels like keeping hungry for the things that you desire in your connection is helpful and allows you to illuminate the path forward. If you are in separation and not communicating with your partner, it feels like that hunger is going to illuminate your own path and what you need in order to get into alignment. If you're in separation, not in communication currently, feels like a really individual time. So this is not a time for reaching out or being a part of each other's lives if you don't, already have that. And if you are a part of each other's lives, it feels like a time where you're actually, it's like the flip energy. It almost feels like you need to be expressive and open or vulnerable and honest about what your individual experience is, because both people need to understand the individual experience since there is a polar. So I guess it's the same type of energy, but if you're in connection, you've got to be honest about what you're currently individually both experiencing so that you can understand what each other is doing as you interact with each other. If you're in separation, you don't necessarily need to understand. You just need to have faith in and trust that each person is dealing with their own thing. Hope that makes sense. But as far as a collective energy with divine masculine and feminines, again, I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about it that way, but here I am. Divine masculine and feminines are in a polarity shift, just slightly away from each other right now. And this happens. We need to focus on our healing. Divine masculine is working on their generational healing, clearing some family lines. Divine feminine is putting energy into themselves and making sure that they feel clear, and that they're staying hungry and staying motivated for what they currently need. They're not letting themselves be in that past energy that is not helpful. They've done a lot of that work already. So this is why they're in this sort of polar shift. So for both, I think focusing on your body and focusing on true honesty and true authenticity are going to be ways to continue channeling and shifting this energy. I will continue doing love readings and or your person readings. I feel like they're going to be beneficial. I just feel weird about it sometimes. And here I am. So please let me know if you watch this. Let me know if you resonate with it. Let me know if you have any other situation that's coming up, and I'm happy to do more readings about specific things within the love of realm, within the love of business, within the love realm of energy, and also with collective energy readings. I should be doing those once a week. So if you are looking to work with me more deeply one-on-one, you can book below. I will have some links for you. And if you're interested in taking on that Nourished Yes Challenge, it begins on Wednesday. So if you're seeing this on the Monday that I post, then it begins on Wednesday, but we might have another one by the time you watch this. We might have another one coming up. So it's 1 yes for 21 days for your body, 1 yes for 21 days for your mind, 1 yes for 21 days for your spirit. So go over and join us over there, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everyone.